Welcome to Broke-Ass to Badass, where heart-led entrepreneurs learn to build the businesses and lives of their dreams with confidence, ease, and joy. This is the anti-hustle movement, and we're your coaches in badassery, Kimi and Pua.
Find out more at bledigital.com, and wherever you're listening to this, be sure to click subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Hey guys, we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And depending when you're listening to this, we just wanted to let you know that our next round of Broke-Ass to Badass, our signature online coaching program, begins December 4th. And the doors are closing November 28th. That's next Wednesday. So now is the time to jump on board. And we have some amazing specials going on right now, some Black Friday bonuses and other cool stuff. We kicked things off this past week with a free training that we did on social media strategies that we use to bring more ease and joy to our social media game. We thought it'd be fun to give you guys the replay of that. There are some slides that go with this, so if you want to see the video version of the webinar training that we did, you can go to bledigital.com/lazy replay, because again, these are our strategies for the lazy, aka efficient, badass entrepreneur. But we dig into our 7 steps to social media ease. And we think you guys are going to love this. There's a lot of content in here. This is our easy, lucrative, fun, and effective social media strategy that requires less than an hour each week. Oh yeah. So that you can get back to doing what you love. This is going to save you time. It's going to save you energy. It's exactly what we do. You're going to know exactly what to post, where and when, and how to create an engaging social media plan and content that really builds relationships and turns fans into clients. Social media ease is really just one of the many things we teach in our 8-week program. We help you to build your website, market yourself, create online courses, and really serve from your heart without the stress and the struggle. You're going to hear all the details about our program at the end of this episode. So really don't miss this last opportunity to get in before next year. This is the time to say yes to your mother effing dreams. We cannot wait to support you on your journey. All right, guys, enjoy the episode. Well, welcome everybody to our training today. We're so happy to see all of you here, whatever time you're watching this. And as you know, we are sharing today about social media strategies for the lazy entrepreneur. Oh, you guys can't see that I'm doing air quotes right now.
No, they can see you.
Oh, yeah, they can see me too. Okay. Oh, my little head can you see my little head? You see me making air quotes. So I'm Kimi, this is Pua, and we'll get a little bit more into our story in a second. But yeah, today we are really just here to share some super cool social media strategies for you. And all of you are here, we know, because you saw us share about our definition of lazy, which is really being efficient and effective. And we help people to build online businesses, but we ain't trying to be online all day long. And we don't want you to have to be online all day long either. So today we are going to dive in, share some cool stuff. Kick back, make sure you got your water, make sure you got your place you can take some notes, and we're going to dive in.
We're just going to jump in, and we just want to make sure that you're in the right place, because if you're here, for a training on how to, go to work and maybe hate your life, this isn't the place to be. Instead, you probably are a heart-led entrepreneur struggling to attract clients and customers via social media. And this entire training is born from the pain that we struggled through. And we're going to share a little bit about our story and how we've figured this out. And what Kimi and I care so much about is loving what you do, loving every part of your business, even the parts that feel sticky, even the parts that are challenging. What we do is we coach entrepreneurs to really enjoy even the parts that we don't understand. And we want to just share whatever we've learned with all of you. So that's really what you're going to learn in this presentation, is how we've hacked social media so that we can attract the clients that we love, right? So you are a badass action taker, but you have no idea where to start. Okay, action taker is the key word here. If you guys are ready right after this, an hour from now, to take everything that you learn and implement it, stick around. So, and like word on the street, right? Everybody's like, oh, I get all of my clients from social media. Social media brings me so much money. It's great. The ROI is awesome. And you're like, okay, I understand that it's possible, but I have not figured this out. Stick around. And all we want is for your life and your business to be easier, more effective, and we want you to have fun, guys. This should be fun. It shouldn't feel heavy. It shouldn't feel like work. So that's what we're going to do today, is show you guys how to really have fun with your social media. So today you will walk away with an easy, lucrative, and fun, shout out to Joe Polish. He calls this an ELF business, easy, lucrative, and fun, and effective social media strategy that requires less than 1 hour per week. So you'll hear more about this, but we have a very active social media life for our business, and we prepare for it in less than an hour per week. And today we're going to teach you how we do that so that you can also do that too. Exactly where to post and when, right? This is a big pain point because we aren't really sure. We do a lot of Google research. We're like, okay, well, what's the optimal time to post something, and where do I put it, and what's going to convert best, and where do I find my people? You'll know all of that after today. And really, the foundation of social media, it's not an advertising platform. It's not a marketing platform. It's not where you get people to give you money. It's where you create relationships. So remember that throughout the entire presentation today. Social media is about relationships, and we're going to show you exactly how to nurture that so that the people that you are connecting with actually end up becoming your paying clients. Sound awesome? Yay! Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So just in case you are unclear, this is not for you if you want to stay exactly where you are in your business. If you're like, I'm good, I don't need to grow, I don't want to grow my social media, I don't want to create relationships, it's okay, you can go. And we won't be mad. But if you don't resonate with any of the things that I'm going to say right now, stick around. If you can't handle a few cuss words, so we actually have potty mouths, and we just want to be aware if phones on, okay. We might slip out. And our program is called Broke Ass to Badass. So if ass makes you feel uncomfortable, it's be forewarned. It sounded really weird. If you've already tried everything and your social media is a lost cause, honestly, if this is you, I want you to still stay. If you feel like it's a lost cause, it's not. We promise. And we really want you to stick around, okay? And if you feel offended when we give you an hour of awesome free content, and then we might talk about a program that we have at the very end, just, it's happening. Don't be surprised, but it's going to be awesome. So on that note, if you do stick around to the end today, we do have a couple of incredible bonuses for you if you decide that our program sounds fun. The first is we are including with a purchase of our program a Broke Ass to Badass online course lab 1-year membership. So what that is, we'll tell you more about it at the end. But basically, we have some online courses, and we add a new one every month. So a 1-year membership to that is about $500. So that is being included for free at the end of this if you decide to jump in. And the second bonus, which we're like so pumped about this. So we're going to personalize a social media analysis for you. And what that's going to look like is you'll submit to us all of your social media channels, and we'll go in, we'll take a look at everything, and we'll give you some really constructive feedback and ways that you can level up your social media, things that we find that you can tweak so that you can really enhance things and grow at a really nice, easy, and fast pace.
Let's get into a little bit of our story so that we can share. And again, I have to say, like, I'm cringing a little bit thinking about these next slides popping up, but it's partly because we put so much, there was just a lot of pain that we went through, and discomfort as we were figuring all of this out. But in the name of service, we are excited to share this with you. So this is a little bit about our journey and how we began to implement a really efficient and effective social media strategy. Okay. But it did not start out like that. Pua and I began our journey as with a brand that some of you may know of called Hot Better Pop. Yes, I said that right. Hot Better Pop. And if it sounds like a hot mess, that's exactly what it was. And I look at this picture right here and I think, oh my gosh, this really captures, it's a fun picture. We had a fun photo shoot, but what I see here, and this is back in 2015, it's two girls that didn't know what the F they were doing and they had a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and a lot of excitement, but what they didn't have was clarity about who they were meant to serve. And we're going to get into all of that, but this is perfect. This picture perfectly captures the experience then. So what happened was we then began to really dive into, so this is Hot Better Pop was our first podcast. If you guys know our story, we got together, we felt like we wanted to get together and say, okay, like let's have a platform to share all the things that we're excited about. And that's really what our first business and podcasts were about. We call it the Sparkle Barf era, because we were just talking about all things to everybody. And again, that lack of clarity, we're going to keep revisiting that concept because it's really important in what we're training today. So then, as we began to dive into this world of online business building, we moved into an era of more clarity, but also, and really following, okay, what is the next best step to get us to where we want to go? And we looked online to see, definitely we were looking at what other people were doing. We had a little bit of, I guess you could call it PTSD from working for other people, right? So when we are working for others, we're typically really concerned about professionalism. Like, okay, we have to look a certain way. We have to say the right things. We have to really make sure that we look legit online. And so we moved into an era of being very polished. And this is this sort of in-between stage here where we were beginning to find our voice, but that need for looking and feeling polished, that sort of feeling like, okay, everything has to be perfect. The result was feeling really stiff anytime we would present something. We were not showing up 100% ourselves, and it was definitely impacting the way that we are being received in the world. And so on the outside, it may have looked like, okay, yes, this is this is looking very polished, very professional, but something was missing. So we're going to take you, and this is a very abridged version of our story, but this is us today. And this picture, you can just hear like how it brings so much joy to us to look at this picture, because this is us. We look at this photo and my gosh, like this captures our personality. It captures who we are. And I look at that and I say, wow, that is being in integrity with our truth. And the results, as we'll share today, have a huge impact on engagement and results in your social media. So we'll dig into all of this, but we just wanted to share a little bit of our Hot Better Pop to broke ass to badass journey.
And there's more.
And oh God, this slide. Okay. Again. Oh my God, so cringy. Okay, so this is our Instagram in 2015, guys. You can see we had 181 followers. What I remember most about this is that we would put so much time and energy into our social media. I felt like we were online all the time trying to figure out like how to connect with people, as Pooh had shared in the beginning, right? It's like we knew that social media was this powerful free tool where we could connect with people that would be interested in what it was that we're doing, and yet we couldn't figure out how other people were making it work, and we just couldn't, especially for the amount of time and energy that we were putting into it. And as some of you may know firsthand, there is nothing more heartbreaking than putting all of your energy into something and then putting it out there and it's just crickets. So we're going to talk about what was missing and some of the challenges and things that we were doing. I'm going to say wrong again in quotes because we really do feel that there's no wrong necessarily, but we were doing things wrong. But from that, we've learned so many things that we're now able to teach. So as much as it makes us cringe looking at this Instagram grid with our 181 followers, it also reminds us that, it's our journey. So you can see here, we're sort of all over the place with our branding. Again, we were spending tons of time on there, and an average of 15 likes. This really reflects the lack of clarity that we had. Again, remember, this is the sparkle barf era. And definitely this is a time where people were like, okay, yeah, I get it. But like, I kind of like it, but what do you do?
I have no idea how many times people ask this. So what is this hot popcorn thing you guys are doing?
Yeah, like we have a popcorn, we have a unicorn on there. Like, yeah,
but we didn't even know, and that's the issue.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Right? Okay, can we take a little jump forward? Okay, so here we are. This is our current Instagram. This is where we're at today, and you can see that our grid has a lot more consistent look to it. We have a pattern there. We have a lot more engagement. This is a super fun place to be. Our DMs are blowing up, our direct messages. We're in conversation with people. And most importantly, what we're going to share today, oh my gosh, you guys, like I feel like we're barely on Instagram, and yet we're seeing so much more effective and impactful results. So definitely, if you're not following us yet, check us out at Broadcast of Badass. And we just have so much fun here, and we're growing every day. And again, like you can hear the lightness that we have around this. It's super fun. All right. Oh, this is great. This is a great example of one of our most popular posts, recent posts. And you can see that the moment that we started to really be ourselves, the engagement just skyrocketed. So this post really took about like 2 seconds to create and get out there. And yet, tons of engagement. I think 250 likes on there, 23 comments. So yeah, you can see that. And we're going to teach you exactly how to create this kind of results in your own social media. And we're not just going to talk about Instagram today. We're also going to talk about Facebook. So Facebook is another fun place to be. Again, we're not online all day long. We really believe in creating a life where you have beautiful balance, right? This ebb and flow. We don't want you to be plugged in all day long, and we don't want that for ourselves either. So this is our Facebook, and we also have our Facebook group too, which is like our favorite place to be. So fun. BLEdigital.com/tribe is our Facebook group, and it's also many of our clients that have become Broadcast to Badass members and family, we've met them in our tribe. So it is really a great way for people to get to know, like, and trust you, and just to kind of deepen relationships. So we're going to be talking all about Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook groups today.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. I think there's a little lag when I switch the slides. So thank you for bearing with us. Okay. So today, we really just want you guys to not look at all of this and feel super overwhelmed, and also not feel super judged or judgy, right? Like we are all doing the best we can with what we have. And we acknowledge that, we honor that in all of you. So we're super excited to help you guys to just take another big step forward today in your social media. And so for us, after all of this, after everything we've learned, today, our social media followers absolutely become our clients. And you saw our numbers. Like, these are numbers from like maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe we have a couple more right now, but they aren't like in the tens of thousands. But what is so impactful is with the numbers that we have, these people are the people that come to us because of the relationships that we've built. So for us, it's so much more about the relationship again than it is about just that number of followers. And again, we spend less than an hour per week creating this content that our ideal clients really learn to know, like, and trust us. That's the KLT factor. Know, like, and trust. We're going to talk about that a lot. And really now what we do is we help entrepreneurs to do the same. We coach them to create really healthy social media habits and practices that protect their time and energy, right? We do not want you living on your phone, living in your computer. We want you serving in a way that lights you up. So, guys, we just want to acknowledge you and let you know that you are the reason why we do what we do. You are why we're here, because we love helping entrepreneurs to really just level up and enjoy your life and your business. And this is what happened for us, and we want to share it with you guys. And we also want you to know that before this, like we didn't really know about social media for business. We knew about it maybe for our personal life. We used it for our personal life. But this took us years to figure out. You saw 2015. It took us, it's 3 years later. So we want to save you 3 years and teach this to you in an hour and let you go on your way and really massage through all of this. So, that's our intention today, is to really just share with you guys what we've learned over the last few years. A couple things to keep in mind today. When we talk about social media, we tend to get stuck in our heads. We tend to maybe fear judgment, right? Oh, I don't know if I put this out there, what are people going to think? I don't know if I want people to know this is what I do. Is this going to resonate? Are people going to take me seriously? Who am I to teach this stuff? All of these doubts start to come into our minds. And today's the day to let those go, because it's not about you. It really isn't. Jer, who is on the call today, shared with us, she's a photographer, and she was like, people need to see you and connect with you. So when people are like, oh, I don't want to take a picture, like that's me. I don't like having my picture taken. And she goes, get out of your own way. It's not about you. It's about your service, and it's about letting people connect with you. So remember that today. Be the badass action taker that we know you are. Okay, so after today, maybe you'll feel a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe you'll feel a little bit unsure. Here's the thing, guys. We often make things bigger in our heads than they are. So after today, what I would love from you, and throw this in the chat if you can commit to this, take an action. Take one action that you learned from this presentation today, implement it today. Like right after the call, if you can. Okay, be that action taker, and you'll see how much easier it is once you can train that muscle. And finally, we need you. This is today, yes, but this is every day for the rest of your life. We need you to own your gifts. Okay, own what you do. Own that you are a badass and you have things that people need. People need you in this world. Okay, so if that's through social media, owning your gifts, if it's through any kind of service, any kind of product, whatever it is that you do, we need you to own it, be a badass, take the action, get out of your own way, and share it with the people who need it. Okay, awesome. Lots of chats coming through. You guys are so freaking amazing. Okay, you guys ready? Here's what you're going to learn today. We have 7 steps to social media freedom. That's what we want for you. We want you to feel free. We don't want you to feel trapped. Okay, so just real quick, a rundown on the 7 steps, and then we'll dig into each of these one by one. So we're going to get real clear on your big vision. We will get inspired and experiment, and we'll teach you exactly how to do that. share with you how to be super intentional with your social media, how to plan out your content creation so you can spend an hour or less a week creating content for the whole week, set a distribution schedule. We will teach you how to promote and connect with your ideal clients, and then reflect, analyze, and repeat all of this. Okay, so step 1. Right here, get super clear on your big vision. So if you guys have done any program with us ever from 2015 until now, and we've evolved quite a bit. We used to do kind of one-on-one personal development coaching. We did corporate executive coaching, and now we work with entrepreneurs. And throughout all of that, no matter what change our curriculum went through, we always had a big vision in there. Always, always, always. So your big vision is the foundation for your business and your life. And think back to our Hot Better Pop Instagram account, which is still out there. If you guys really want to go take a look at it, we're not kidding. We got 0 comments. And what really was apparent, it's apparent to us now, is we were not clear on our big vision. This was reflected in our social media. It was reflected on our crappy website. It was reflected in the way that we spoke about our business to other people, right? We weren't clear about what it is that we did. So we couldn't, that energy did not come through in anything that we did. So your big vision and clarity around that is super, super key. What this requires of you is to slow down so you can speed up. It requires you to take some time and ask yourself the questions, right? What do you do? Who do you serve? What is your vision for your life and your business? What is your vision for the people who work with you or experience your products or your services, right? How is that reflected in what you have online, in your digital media assets, your website, your social media? This is so, so important, right? For us, we value freedom. We value, and that is reflected in our language. If you feel free, you can swear all over the place and it doesn't matter because you aren't fearful of repercussions, right? Instead, that becomes a filter to attract people to you, to your business, to your services, right? We value fun. So everything we have, we want it to look and feel super fun, right? What do you value? Get super, super clear on what this looks like for you. Okay. If you guys have questions about this, if you want examples of more questions to ask yourself to get clear on your big vision, just shoot us an email or let us know. Anything to add? I saw you unmute yourself.
Oh, no, I'm good. I was just getting ready. Yeah, it's really intentional the way that we have split each of these into 7 different steps here, because one of the biggest mistakes that we typically make when it comes to social media is thinking about social media as one big thing that is exactly like, okay, it's like social media, like I have to do social media. And when we really break it down like this, we recognize that it's different. Each one requires different type of thinking. And when we try to do all of these 7 steps all at the same time, that's what ends up taking a lot of time and energy and having us feel really overwhelmed by social media. So be easy on yourself, break this down step by step. Okay, so let's talk about step 2, getting inspired and experimenting. So again, this is the stage where you are getting a feel for, based on, again, step 1, that sense of who you are, what your big vision is for your business, for your life, who are you meant to serve, right? From there, you can begin to look around and see what lights you up. Look at your own behavior as a way to get inspired when it comes to social media. So this is so powerful. And the reason is that typically our ideal client often looks like we did maybe 3 to 5 years ago, right? So the things that stop your scroll, the things that capture you, it's really likely that those things are going to resonate with your people as well. And again, the more clear you are about who you are, the more you can bring that inspiration into everything that you do. And so look around, go and, spend a day just tracking, get a little journal and write down like, oh, I opened this, I double clicked on this, this maybe double tap, I commented on this thing, right? Begin tracking your own behavior to see what gives you inspiration, and also just tracking your behavior throughout the day, right? Like what as our friend Kao says, we love this question: what breaks your heart? What breaks your heart throughout the day? Because that can really give you some clues as to inspiration as to what to talk about, right? Emotion moves us. And when we speak with emotion, whether it be in real life or on social media, that is going to connect with the people that you're meant to connect to. So really, again, look at your own behaviors, look and see what riles you up, what excites you, what gets you teary-eyed, and keep some type of journal in as a way to capture all of that so that you can bring that inspiration into your own social media plan. And the other piece of this is we love talking about experimentation and bringing the play back to social media. Because again, so much of social media feels heavy and overwhelming to us. So bring the play back to it. Like, guys, let's take a step back and remember that these are just freaking apps, right? Like as Pua said earlier, like we tend to make these things so much bigger, and we get afraid that like, oh, what if I post something and people don't like it? It's like, that is just feedback, right? So there's no failure. There's no, even our hot, better pop, that was not a failure. It was just feedback for us. And we're going to talk later about ways that you can really leverage the analytics to get more feedback to create. But again, experiment, play, and bring a little bit of fun and lightness to this so that you can fail forward. Yeah. Oh, are you muted, Pua?
I just shared every secret we have.
Oh.
Step 3. Okay. So this is where we get to start to dig into kind of the strategic side of this, right? And it's everything that we do is heart-led strategy, right? So we're never going to be like, you got to use this script and you got to sell. Like that's just not our jam. It's not our style. And we find that when we do things that are more our style, it's easier. People come to us who are meant to be with us, right? All of you guys are here because you've probably resonated with something that we had out there in the world, whether it was our Facebook ad, whether it was, you heard about this on our podcast. It was all heart-led intention, right? So it's so crucial to infuse your social media with the intentions that you've set for your business and for the people that you envision to work with, right? Connecting always with that person. And part of this is being super clear on what a lot of people will call your avatar or your ideal client, right? And what we've learned, this is like totally not part of the presentation, but I just want to share it. Like when we think about our ideal client, in the first probably like 2 years of our business, whenever someone would ask us to describe our ideal client, we'd be kind of wishy-washy. They're like, I think it's a woman. And we're like, well, we don't discriminate. We work with men and women. And what we know now is that, yes, that's true. Of course, we don't say we only work with women. But I mean, look at the people in this presentation. It's probably 75% women. And that's just who we naturally attract. So for us to be very clear about our avatar and picture one person, it's probably a female, right? And so we're speaking a language that connects with this person. What is she feeling, right? Maybe she feels overwhelmed. Maybe she doesn't know where to start in her business, right? These are all things to connect with when we create our social media, when we create our website, when we write our copy, when we edit our graphics. And it's something that we need to intentionally sink into and feel into as we create, right? Ryan, I think I saw Chris in here too. We got a couple for sure. Totally. Yeah. So think about also, like, as Kimi said, when we're taking inventory of how we consume social media, that's so important. Like no longer after this presentation, will you ever just sit down and just like scroll on Instagram mindlessly? You're going to say, oh, I stopped at this picture. Why? It captured my attention. Why? Right? Why did I read this caption? And start to be super, super mindful of that. And how do certain things make you feel? Right? So, for example, I love animals. I love them. And for me, what makes me feel light and excited, what I love to see are pictures of animals that are happy and thriving. What I don't like to see are animals suffering. And I understand that people who are posting the photos of animal suffering are doing it intentionally to like connect people to the pain, right? So that they take a certain action. However, that does not work for me. I will take the action when I see a cute animal that loves their life. I want more of that, right? So again, this is a very personal thing. How do you want your ideal clients to feel and connect with you? This is super crucial. Because the people that resonate with your social media, with your captions, with your photos, when they come to you, it'll be a good fit. If you're trying to please everybody, if you're trying to be super professional and very put together the way we were, you will get all sorts of people who won't be right for you, your service, your product, your program. Right? That's when we run into problems where people start to ask for refunds, where people start to blame you for their own failures in your program because they weren't a good fit. Okay, so like the potential consequences of this can be pretty massive. And again, like you can't do anything wrong, right? We fail forward. We understand, okay, this post brought some funky people. Another example, real fast. Kimi and I did this webinar or like an online summit, and it wasn't totally aligned with us, who we were meant to serve. And the people who ended up coming to us from that summit were super odd. And it was like, it was a mismatch. And probably because we put something out there that wasn't aligned with who we were, and it connected with the wrong group of people. I hope this makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So moving on to step 4. Okay. Woo, I'm excited. We're going to get a little geeky, guys. Okay. So again, remember what we shared in the beginning, like don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just play, have fun, and remember that you're doing this step by step. But step number 4 is a game changer, guys. So one of the things that we have always taught throughout, ever since we were doing corporate productivity training, just helping people to create more time and energy in their lives. This is also what we teach any of our program members. This is always where we start. And that is that we start with time tracking. Okay, because if we want more time, right? So many of you are here because you want to create more time, more energy for whatever it is that you rather be doing than social media. We need to, first of all, know where we are spending our time and how we are spending our time. And not just our time, but our energy. So can't you really feel into the idea, right, that something that is done when we are feeling like, if we're in total creative flow mode, our ability to produce or create something is shorter than when we're tired, when we have afternoon brain or brain fog, when we're not at our peak time. That same creative task could very well take 3-4 times as much. And what happens is when it comes to our social media, again, because we have no intention, we don't really have a plan, and we're just thinking to ourselves like, oh, I just have to do social media. I have to do this big thing called social media. We end up basically leaking, is going to sound weird, but like leaking social media brain energy all day long. And so the way to shift this and to really reclaim your time, reclaim your energy, is to begin to create a content creation schedule for yourself and begin to, as they call it, batch your time or time block and batch your creation in those time blocks. So again, as I mentioned earlier, social media require the different aspects, the different steps of social media require different types of brain activity, right? And once we discovered this was like revolutionary for us, like game changing. So if we are thinking about the creation of social media, that means the creation of your content, the creation of your posts, when you do your live videos, when you, whatever it is that you're in that creative mode, you want to reserve that activity, not for, just randomly throughout the day whenever certainly if you're inspired and you feel that impulse to just go and do it, go for it. But what can really help us is to block out time for your creation when you're in peak brain activity time. So what is your peak time? Okay. Most of us, not all of us, it's morning. Most of us know when our peak times are. Some people are really creative at night for sure. The only way that you can know when your peak brain time is, again, is to track your time. So this is another opportunity for you to get a journal out and just write throughout the day. When are you in creative flow? Is it when you've just, you've gotten up, you've kind of cleared the decks and you have your coffee and you're like, okay, I'm feeling really creative. If that is your time block, you block out that time. And here's the important part. You put your phone on do not disturb and you protect that time like it is the most precious thing ever. So that's going to be really, really help you when you're thinking about the creation of your content. And this idea of batching the creation is, again, it's going to be a game changer for you guys. So just try it out, experiment, try it out for a week. And yeah, let us know when your peak time, what you think your peak time is. Drop it in the comments and we'll see what the statistics are in terms of morning or evening. And then the other thing that is going to be a game changer for you guys in the creation of your content is utilizing themes, templates, and patterns. So again, think back to our old Hot Better Pop Instagram grid versus our current Broadcast to Badass grid. You notice that there was no pattern in Hot Better Pop. There was we were all over the place. There was no consistent theme, no consistent templates that we were using. We were just all day long, like, what should we post? I don't know. What should we post? And now we have a pattern. We alternate between a quote and an image, a quote and an image. We also utilize the same fonts. We have really sort of figured out what our brand fonts, what our brand colors are, so that we use Canva, by the way, for most of our social media content creation. Canva is a amazing free tool, or you can upgrade for I think $10 a month or something and get really amazing extra features. And because we have those themes and templates in place, it makes the creation of everything so much faster and easier. So again, thinking back to that quote post, because we had our big vision, we knew what our vibe is, we know what our message is, we know what the kinds of things are that we say, and then we have our templates for all of our quotes. So it's just changing out the words, just changing it out, changing it out, changing it out. And because we've also done big visioning in terms of our big vision for our business, for our year, for the quarter, we know what theme is that we're going to be talking about. So when you have that big picture, it's so much easier to schedule things out. So one last thing on this, and this is another myth about creativity that we have found, is that we tend to think that creativity, we want this open canvas, right? I just want no rules, no boundaries. I just want to be free to create whatever I want. But often the paradox is that creativity thrives in structure. I know that sounds really weird, but think about it, right? What leads to writer's block? What leads to a painter feeling it's that blank canvas, it's that blank page? And when we are forced, when we have parameters on our creativity, whether it be a theme, whether it be time, whether it be anything that kind of makes us have to work in a smaller box, then creativity can actually really flow. I know it sounds crazy, but again, try it out, experiment, and you'll find that having that structure will actually help you to be more creative.
That's so true. If you think about and I think this is true for certain people, most people, and certainly us. And if you think about if you have a blank canvas and a bunch of paint and someone's like, here, have fun. You're like, what am I supposed to paint? And you want that. You just, but then if someone's like, paint me a flower, right? Then you can be creative and paint the flower however you want. It's that structure, right? That's all we're talking about. And real quick, if you guys are like, God, I don't know how to find my peak time, we have something super fun for you that actually came back to the App Store recently. Search in your App Store, the Let's Doing Peak Time app by Ari Meisel. Ari is our friend, our colleague. Kimi's worked with him quite deeply, actually, and he created this app. He's a productivity like guru. We don't really like to use that word a whole lot, but his whole program is about making yourself replaceable as like being so productive that you are able to create SOPs and replace yourself with people. So what he did was he created this app. Guys, go download it right now. It's so fun, and we won't be mad at you. We know you're over there going like this. So what this does is it allow, you know what? Should I just let them discover what it does? It's hilarious. Video yourself using it and send it to us. Just kidding. So basically, you'll tap the screen like this as much as you can in 10 seconds, I think. And like you'll do it throughout the day, and it'll kind of track how fast you're able to tap it. It measures basically like the way that your neural pathways transmit to your extremities throughout the day, and it gives you a pretty clear indication on when you are at your peak time, because it's the peak time app.
Yeah, this is so huge because I used to try to create social media posts in the afternoon. Because I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna I'd prioritize all this other stuff, thinking like social media is like this big thing, and I kind of put it on the back burner. But then you do that, and you end up at the end of the day trying to be creative at not a peak time. At least for me, that was not my peak time. And the same exact post. And I still see this happen for me. And I'm so, we've really worked to bring awareness around this. The same exact post or the same exact activity will take me for sure, like 4 to 6 times longer. So imagine how much time you can save by just working in your peak times for this high demand, higher level creative work. All right. So this leads us to step 5, which is talking about distribution. So again, we're breaking up social media into these different aspects because, again, we mentioned that the creation, that creative flow, that is a very high demand brain activity. It's a high level task. And for many of us, that is more of our unique brilliance, right? At least in the beginning, especially for an entrepreneur, where we want to be the ones creating the posts and getting our message out there. And it's perhaps photos of us. And so, yeah, so that's more of our unique brilliance, or what we want to be spending our time doing, perhaps the creation of it. Now, the distribution, however, is a completely separate task. And we tend to lump all this together. Like, okay, I have to create and then I got to get it out there. But actually, distribution can be done through automation. It could be outsourced to a virtual assistant. And it can also be done at a non-peak time. Right? Like you don't want to be doing it when you're like so tired that you post it for the wrong time, but it's a lower level brain activity, a lower level task. And this is really, really key to distinguish these two activities because again, it's going to free up your time for more things. So in terms of distribution, you want to be going back to your big vision and think about, okay, like where are my people? Again, this is going to save you time because you don't have to be in all the places. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I got to be on Snapchat and Tumblr and all these places if your ideal clients are just on Facebook and Instagram. So again, focus on where your people are. That's going to help you to know where to distribute. And then what you can do is schedule out your posts. So this is what we do for ourselves. We batch our creation and then we schedule everything out at a different time. And we love to use the tool Later for Instagram. And then we use the auto share feature from Instagram to Facebook. And then we'll take a little bit of extra time to go and uniquely create posts for our tribe on Facebook, our Facebook group. But you can also auto schedule posts on Facebook. You can use a really great app that's called IFTTT, which stands for If This Then That. And it's essentially, it's a service that ties together your apps. So it makes your different apps communicate with each other. So you can have your Instagram auto share to Twitter. Again, this is just about distribution. We're going to talk about engaging with your people next because you don't want to forget that piece of it. But this is just about how to get it out there. Distribution.
real quick, just to address Ryan's question.
Yes.
HootSuite. So later is specific to Instagram. And HootSuite is kind of an all-encompassing Instagram, Twitter, Facebook management app. So if you're looking for something that can help you manage across platforms in one place, HootSuite's a pretty good option. We actually prefer to schedule out our Instagram posts. And Kimi will go into this more about this in the next slide. But we do like to auto share from Instagram to Facebook and customize the captions as well, because the call to action on each platform has to be different. You can't have a live link in Instagram. You can have a live link on Facebook, right? So if you're using something like Hootsuite, and I believe you can now change the captions for each thing individually, but we just didn't find Hootsuite to save us that much time. We actually can do it faster using Later and the auto share. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and it's about where your people are too. And so for us, we're really focused on, currently we're really focused on Instagram and Facebook and our Facebook group. So we have used Meet Edgar, which is another really great one. There's Buffer. There are a lot of cross-platform scheduling tools out there, and we can certainly go into more detail if you guys have any questions about that. But really, it's like the tools are always changing. There's always new apps coming in, and really thinking about this in terms of the strategic, like breaking up the different things, that's going to be way more important than what tool you use, frankly, because this is more about, the different types of brain activity that will be required no matter what app you're using. So let's go into step number 6. So step number 6 is about promoting and connecting. And again, so important to separate this and make the distinction between distribution and promoting and connecting. And this is really what we shifted so much in our own social media from Hot Butter Pop days to now is that creation, we used to focus 80% of our time on creation and 20% of the time on promotion and distribution and promotion, right? So just to kind of distinguish between that, right? You have the creation of your post, and then you have the distribution, putting it out on the platforms, and then you have the promotion of it. Like, hey, look at my post. Hey, I just posted this. So just to kind of, if you can think about them in those 3 different categories, we were spending most of our time creating, right? And that's what brings us such heaviness to this process. It's like, let me pour my heart and soul into this thing at non-peak hours and create this thing that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into and put it out there, and then just hope and that it gets likes, which, as you recall, it didn't. Zero engagement. And a lot of this too is about the way that you word post and making sure that you're inviting engagement into inviting people into the conversation. But this piece is so critical. So once you have your content out there, what you need to do is think about shifting it to 80% of the next step is for you to be drawing eyes to that post, right? And then engaging with people who are commenting on that post. This is so critical. And most people forget this piece. They forget to schedule in this time to draw eyes to the post and to talk with your people. Social media, guys, right? It's like, this is bringing the social back to social. And if you don't have 80% of your time focused on the efforts to draw eyes to it and to engage, it will feel like no one's listening. It'll feel like crickets. It'll feel like, and especially we're fighting algorithms now too, right? Which are always changing. So what does this look like in practice? It means that you're, again, batching out time. We're not saying be online all day long to engage. It means, as we have done, are you guys ready for this? Turning off your notifications, like the ones that are just like screaming at you all the time, and having a schedule that you commit to, that you opt in. So you say, okay, however many times a day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, whatever you and your team, if you have a team, feel comfortable with, you say, these are our times where we're going to go in. And for many people, it's when they are, auto sharing from Instagram to Facebook, that would be a good time. You're in there anyway. That's where you spend some time engaging, right, with people in the comments. Go visit other people's, see what other people are up to. Do unto others online as you would like them to do unto you, right? So double tap, comment on other people's stuff. Be active. You could go, if you're on Instagram, you could go to Instagram stories and you can say, hey guys, I just put a new post, go check it out. You could do a live video somewhere on Facebook and say, hey, I just put a new Instagram post out, right? So it's driving all of your traffic back to all these eyes, back to this post, back to the thing that you created. You could integrate your email marketing with this. So you go in your email and you say, hey, I just posted this thing on Facebook or Instagram. Go visit my Facebook group. So again, if we can shift that 80-20 to 20% creation time, 80% of connecting with people, that is what's going to really deepen your relationships, because we are hungry for connection. It's not enough to just be online. People want to, like, I've heard it say, it's like your presence is not enough. People want, like, to connect. They want to engage. They want to be in two-way conversations. If you can drive traffic to your direct messaging, if you can let people know, like, thank you for taking the time to comment on this. All of that makes such a difference. And it's what's going to really deepen that know, like, and trust factor, and also save you a lot of time and energy, because as we have it here, right, you're making tech your bitch. You're choosing when to opt in, not the other way around. And that's so critical for our mental health, our emotional health. And it's just such a beautiful way to live and to serve in this world, especially for online entrepreneurs. Make sense?
Totes. Yeah, we live in a new era where your visibility on social media as a person representing a brand means more to people than, like, the actual product or service itself, right? So it's up to you to represent yourself and be in integrity and have an amazing product, because in the end, like, the quality of your service, the quality of your product will surface, right? So this can't replace quality. But when people are making decisions, they're looking very closely, not at the product or service itself, but at the interactions, right? We live in a review society. You can look up a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star review on Amazon, Yelp, and this helps people to make decisions. What else helps people to make decisions? Looking at the response from the business. Okay, think about something that you recently tried to buy and you researched it on Facebook. I've done this, like, tons of times. If I look and I see that not only they're responding to customers, but it's very, like, I value the fact that they're funny, right? If somebody has a response to a troll and it's hilarious, I'm like, oh my God, I love this company, right? There's so much value in the way that you show up, your visibility on your social media.
Awesome. Okay, here's our last step number 7, and so critical, and a step that we often forget, certainly one that we forgot for years or just didn't pay attention to. And honestly, like, as Pua said, we did not start out this journey knowing anything about social media. So the analytics really scared us. Like, even the word analytics scared me. I was like, analytics, that's like, I don't know. That's so, it just seems so overwhelming. But Instagram, later, these apps, like, they all make it so easy now to track your analytics. Facebook too. And it can actually, again, if we bring that playful, experimental energy back to it, it can be really fun. And there is so much information there. And what is the point of analytics? The point is that you are listening to your audience. You're listening to your tribe. You're listening to what they like, right? And what gets them excited. So again, we're taking the feedback that we're learning from the analytics, like in that first post where everybody was like, oh yeah, that's how we're starting our week. We look at that and say, okay, what is it about that post that's so engaging? What is it that got people so excited and so interested in dropping things in the comments, right? So learn from what you're doing, and take that time, schedule out your time to do a little bit of this, like, research on your own social media practices, so that you can rinse and repeat. And again, that 80-20 analysis again, right? That same 80-20 rule you can apply to your social media. Where's your best return on investment for the posts that you're creating? And then also, right, what was fun, right? What did you enjoy? What felt light? And again, follow that. We really are firm believers in our own business and our own life in following what feels light and dropping what feels heavy. Because again, there's this great meme that says, or quote that says, there's no filter for your energy. So whatever energy you're bringing to your post, people are going to feel. So if it feels heavy when you're creating it, figure out a way to shift it, because people will feel that energy. So so that's our 7 steps, guys.
For sure. I know we're at the top of the hour, but if you have time, stick around. We got some cool stuff coming for you guys. And then one thing, to tack something on to Kimi's comment about analysis. The reason why we fear analysis is because we don't want to look the truth in the face, and we don't know how, right? What are we looking for? And a perfect example of this, if anybody has ever looked at their Facebook ads manager, if you have a business page on Facebook, you have an ads manager. And Facebook ads are it's this beast of a thing that unless you take the time to learn it and understand it, it's very overwhelming, and it's full of analytics that we don't know how to read, right? So in order for us to feel comfortable analyzing our social media, it's important that we understand what we're looking at. So reach out to us. We can help you to look at your analytics. And if you guys do take advantage of the bonus, we'll include that in our analysis. But the other thing is, don't be afraid of looking at analytics that didn't perform the way you wanted them to. This in social media and in life, right? If we don't pay attention to the things that went wrong, to our failures, we can't fail forward. We can't learn. And again, failure is such a negative word, but we fail as often as humanly possible, because that means we're taking the actions. That means we're doing the things to get us closer to where we want to be. So do not fear analytics. They're so powerful and they're so important. Okay, off my soapbox. Okay.
I like you on your soapbox. You look good on there.
Up there. I'm sure. Okay, so just going to wrap this up real quick, guys. So, what inspired you guys to come today? Was it because you were frustrated with your social media and you're not getting results, and you saw our ad and you're like, oh my God, I have to do that? Or maybe you haven't touched your social media in a really long time. For us, we would go months without looking at our social media because we didn't really know what to do with it, right? Maybe you know us, or you've heard about us, or you listen to our podcast, or you've heard the phrase broke ass to badass, and you saw that we're connected to that, and you are wondering, what's that all about? Or I know there are some of you that are just here to hang out. Hi, friends. So we really just want to remind you guys that social media, it is this thing, right, that we put on the back burner because it doesn't feel super important. It doesn't feel as important as our service, as important as our products, but it can radically transform your business. It is really freaking powerful. And you're here because you understand that and you want to learn how. Okay. So we really want to honor you guys and just thank you for being here. So remember, the tips that we shared today aren't things that we are guessing will work. They aren't things that we pulled out of the sky that we think you might be interested in hearing. This is exactly what we do with our social media. This is how we use our social platforms to attract clients, to attract followers. And really, more important than paid clients, more important than getting tens of thousands of followers is we just want our message to be heard. We just want to change the world. We just want to make people happier. We want to help people to create businesses that they love. That is the foundation. That is our mission. And we use social media as a tool to do that. Okay. All right. So what does this mean for you? What are you guys going to take away from today? After today, you guys have committed, right, to taking the action to create an easy, lucrative, fun, and effective social media strategy, right? Create that ELF business for yourself. You know exactly what to post, where, and when, because you have the clarity around your big vision, because you are being intentional, right, about your social media. You are totally in. You're doing the 80-20 rule. You're engaging, creating relationships. You're creating the know, like, and trust factor for everybody that follows you, right? And you create engaging social media content. It's all about relationships for you now. The numbers don't matter. The numbers will come, but to you, it's more about relationships.
So, your big takeaway, and it's like the comments too, you guys are so amazing. We've just been watching them. Like, we just love it. So we love you guys. So thank you so much for being here today. And we're so excited to share with you, this is what we love to do. Our clients, they often come to us so frustrated when it comes to social media. They're like, I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And it's almost like paralysis by analysis of this big, seemingly heavy thing. And when they work with us, they end up loving their social media. We see them shift from this place of frustration to a place of joy and ease. And these solutions have changed our life, and we're just here to share them with everybody so that you guys can bring the same ease and joy, so you can get out there and serve and do what you're meant to do. And again, like, we're always learning, we're always sharing, and this is going to help you to get out there and get your gifts out to the world, to the people that absolutely need them right now. One of the things that we share with our clients all the time to help us get out of our own way is to really connect with those people. They need you. They need your message. They need what you're going to get out there on social media. They need to hear your message, your voice, and connect with you. So we're so excited to see what action you take from this place, because you deserve this freedom, and you deserve to be doing what you love and loving what you do. So what we shared about today, the question really is like, what are you going to do now, right? What are you going to do now with all of this information? By the way, there is no shortage of information out there in the world. What is often lacking is the implementation and the support to really take what we know and actually get into the doing of it, right? The inspired action that we take when we know what to do and we're surrounded by other people that are saying, okay, yes, you got this. Let's do it. That community of support. So what we have shared today, honestly, guys, as you saw from Hot Better Pop, this took us 3 frickin' years to figure out. And we have taken everything that we have learned in 3 years and condensed it so that you can learn this quickly and efficiently in 8 weeks. And you can do that through our program that is every time I talk about B2B, you guys have probably heard us talk about B2B, or heard this word B2B, B2B. What is B2B? Every time we hold our hearts like this, because this program takes everything we've learned and puts it into an experience like no other. And so what is B2B? Broadcast to Badass is our signature 8-week program. And some people have said, is that your online course? And while technically you could call it an online course, it is really more of an experience and more of a family. I know that sounds kind of cheesy to say, but we're always referring to B2B and to Broadcast to Badass as our family, because that is truly what this community has become. So Broadcast to Badass is from start to finish, it walks you through everything that you need to know to, again, starting with that really clear big vision of who you are, who you're meant to serve, what your mission is, what your vibe is, who your tribe is, where are your people. We systematically walk you through each step to get crystal clear clarity about this, to save you time, to save you energy, and so that you can get out there and in such a short amount of time, you can begin to monetize your gifts and help the people that need your unique gifts, need your unique brilliance, need your light. So it is not just the technical. So you can hear we shared a lot of technical tips today in terms of what apps to use, how to build something, how do I, what is the exact copy that I should have in my posts or in my Instagram header, in my Facebook group to really attract the right clients and to just create really great engagement. Yes, we go into the details of all of that, but we also give you the mindset support and the stuff that comes up for us as we get out there and we serve in this world. So it's hundreds and hundreds of hours of recorded trainings in an online platform. You get access to this platform forever, right? So once you are B2B family, you are B2B family forever. And we have a private Facebook group for our Broadcast to Badass program as well. So we have some of our, members and graduates here. So shout out guys in the comments if you are a Broadcast to Badass member or graduate. And what's so amazing about this community is the support and the collaborations and the power of like really being around people that are on the same mission as you. And our clients create so much freedom, so much badassery in such a short amount of time. It never fails to blow our minds. And what we walk you through, as you'll see, and by the way, guys, you can take a screenshot of this. This is week 1 through week 8. Each of these modules drips out to you week by week. And we also support this with weekly group coaching calls. And there's also a one-on-one coaching call where you'll actually be working one-on-one with us to really get customized support for your big vision and whatever it is that you want to create. Many of the clients that we have, they come to us because they want to really begin to create more time and financial freedom in their lives by not trading dollars for hours anymore. So we help you to take your gifts, take your message and turn it into an online course where you can serve more people without feeling like, again, that you have to be working all day long, be online all day long. So yes, it is the tech support, it's the mindset support, and it's the community that will take you from just wanting to do something to actually doing it. And yeah, this can also be found at broadcasttobadass.com if you want to take a look at this. But yeah, take a screenshot if you want so you can see. We want to show you exactly every single thing that you are going to get in this program because it is amazing. And if you look, by the way, I just want to point out here in week 1, how we talked about starting with that big vision and then going right into that time and energy tracking. So you'll see that this whole first week of our program is all about setting you up for success in not just in your business and your life, but in the program itself.
Oh, gosh, I keep doing that. I'm muted. Okay, so we just, like, as Kimi said, our program, it feels like our family. And I feel like we have these are like our children. we're sharing about our kids. And actually, your kids grow up and become your friends. And our program members have gone through B2B in 8 weeks and become our colleagues. And now rather than, being their coaches, we are essentially we work with them. We do joint venture, projects with them and we're in their programs and they're in each other's programs. And it becomes this supportive web of support, really. Like these people are not just there to learn from us, but we are there to learn from each other. So we just want to share, we got 3 awesome people that we want to feature today. The first is Ashley Strong, and she just finished the program. And I can't even believe that we are sharing about her and her business because, I think it maybe 11 weeks ago, she came to the program not really knowing what she was going to do, not really knowing, how she was going to infuse this with her full-time job. And 1 week into the program, 1 week, she sends us an email. She goes, "So I think I'm going to leave my job on this date." And we're like, really? Like to have the clarity after 1 week to say, instead of how am I going to do this as a side hustle in addition to my full-time job, to say, oh my God, this is what I meant to do. And I'm leaving my job to do it. it was everything to us. And she has come such an incredibly long way in the time that she's been in the program and the short time that she's been out. And she's collaborating with other people who are also in B2B. I mean, this girl, talk about an action taker. We would say like, okay, so set up your Facebook group sometime this week and we'll connect next week and we can kind of walk you through bringing people in and maybe we can do a Facebook challenge. The girl set up her Facebook group that day, like an hour after the call. She had her group created and she was scheduling a Facebook challenge for like the next week. Like this girl is just an action taking badass. And if you guys have the chance to connect with her, please do, because she is just the most incredible woman. She does, so she helps you to organize your living spaces in your home, which also kind of like secretly she helps you to enhance your relationships, not only with your spouse, your family, your friends, but with your life, with your work. So she's just an incredible, incredible woman. This is Mark Harmon. And oh my God, if you can have a chance to meet this man, your life will be forever changed. This guy is such a trip. He is the most interesting and passionate entrepreneur I may have ever met. So he owns the Naughty Vegan Tattoo Studio and the Good Vibe Center. And he is all about just like figuring out and learning how to human again, because we've gotten so far off of this path. And he's, really wants us to connect with the things that make us human, the things that connect us with each other. He's all about relationships. He's all about, making sure that the planet thrives, right? He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want animals to suffer. He doesn't want us to destroy our planet. He's such an environmentalist. He just loves people. I'm doing a terrible job explaining him because I just can't put it into words. He's just like, can you help me?
He's a magical man. He's a magical man doing amazing things.
Totally. And like he has created such clarity.
He's a man unicorn. That's what Fortuna said. Yes. Well said.
For sure. Chair. Yeah, I follow him, find him on social media. He does a lot of videos. And that's the thing. Like you can't really get a feel for him by this photo. It's just, I look at this photo and I laugh because it's just such a small part of who he is. And
plus wears his beard.
And wears his beard. So much of who he is comes out in his videos that he does on his Instagram because that's where his heart shines.
Yeah.
Right. He is a perfect example of how video is such an amazingly powerful tool. So find him on Instagram, find him on social media, connect with him, say hi, tell him we sent you. Okay. Finally, these two badass women. They're both named Jen actually, but the one on the left goes by JC and she did our program and Jen's going to jump in on this next cohort. And JC came into our program and she was like, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. And this is who I'm going to serve. And I just want help executing this plan. And we're like, okay, cool. We got you. Let's do some big vision work. Let's get really clear. And as she went through the program, she really just opened up. And no longer is she stuck in that. She doesn't have tunnel vision. She doesn't have blinders on. She is so open. And when she talks, she listened to our podcast. She was on our podcast and you wouldn't believe the transformation that she went through. She's like, whatever comes, I'm open to whatever comes and I'm open to whoever comes to me and comes through me. And, this is my pilot program. And after people went through it, we shifted things and she's just super flexible. And she is a very, very powerful coach. So she used to be in the military and she now is a life resiliency coach and trainer. And she will open your eyes to things that you had no idea existed. And it is because she comes from this place of total clarity, total intention, and openness to whatever is meant to come. It is so freaking amazing. I love her.
Awesome.
Okay. So, final thing. Our course comes with a money back guarantee. Okay. So if you jump in and you're like, I'm here to change my life, I'm here to change my business, and it doesn't, we will give you your money back because we believe so strongly that it will. We believe so deeply that what we have created will serve a purpose in ways that you have not even conceptualized. And we believe in this so strongly that we will give you your money back if you are in any way disappointed with the results that you get. Just real quick, what we've included in B2B also are these amazing bonus trainers. And so, these are always accessible to you, and we add to them all the time. So we've got Facebook ads. Sherry Lee is our Facebook ads specialist who we work with. She's done 2 trainings now, and they're super rad. Like you can watch her trainings and be off and running on your Facebook ads, or you can also work with her if you wanted to hire out. We've got Kevin, who owns Work Hero. He talks about outsourcing and VAs. Lahela Johnson is an amazing, powerful kahu, and she talks about ho'oponopono, which is a reconciliation and forgiveness process that you can not only do for yourself, but you can do for your business, for your clients. I've done this when we've had difficult clients. It's an impactful process that really helps you to work through any challenging situations. Geraldine Camarillo is on the call today, and she did a bonus training about photography to build your brand. So epic. Jeremy Slate is a podcast growth specialist, and his training is coming soon. We had Lydia Ho talk about how to set up accounting for your business. Terry Best just did a Facebook Live presentation. Like they're so powerful. They're so awesome. And we are always on the hunt to bring in more experts to share with you guys. So this is also included in B2B. Yeah, that's it.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, you can catch the video version of this with the slides at bledigital.com/lazyreplay. And we'd love to chat with you, get to know you better. Please join us in the tribe on Facebook. That's our Broadcast to Badass free tribe on Facebook. You can get there by going to bledigital.com/tribe. Can't wait to see you there. Definitely reach out to us if you have any questions at all. We can't wait to talk with you.